Oh, oh, look at that. Okay. So, oh my God, look at that. Okay. Someone did some modifications on the car. They actually
This is for water.
they cut a can of something of cleaner. What's that? Brake? No, it's not brake.
Clutch cleaner, yeah, clutch cleaner, brake cleaner.
You can always make a gasket from some materials. Welcome to OGS Mechanics workshop. Here we fix all type of cars, electric cars, combustion engine cars. Follow me for interesting jobs from our workshop translated in videos. Today we got this Ford Transit Custom that is not too happy. It's smoking, it's hard to start, it's a bit noisier than it should be. Overall, it doesn't feel very good. Now, Ford Transit in general is known as the backbone of the businesses in the UK. But even those strong workhorses, sometimes they need attention. And we've got a challenge with this because the customer needs it back on the road as soon as possible. Something like 48 to 72 hours. We suspect there is an issue internally in the engine and we might need to strip it. I don't know yet to what extent, but how quick we're gonna manage to fix it, and also the budget is an important thing. We need to keep the cost down as much as possible. Next thing that we're gonna do is gonna put this on the ramp and we'll start our checks to see exactly where we're gonna end up. To move forward, we're gonna start with the diagnostics, and more precisely, I want to do a compression test. I felt it a bit uneven on a startup, so we should take the front off.
Yeah.
For better access, we're gonna remove all the front end because we are pretty certain we're gonna end up with the engine stripped, are we?
Yeah.
We've seen that before. But this is gonna be the next stage. We've run a diagnostic with the tester. We couldn't see much. Even on a live data, nothing really specific, but I think this test is really going to reveal something rather wrong inside the engine. Let's get on with it, Mr. Harry. Yeah. With the bumper out, we're gonna remove the radiator assembly. Saying assembly, but it's just one, it doesn't have air conditioning. But we're gonna remove all the frame, the plastic frame. We're gonna get better access to the engine, to the glow plugs. Are we gonna take it through the glow plugs or to the injectors?
First we will go through the glow plug.
Glow plugs.
We do the compression test. Then we do the.
Okay, okay. Coolant down.
Yeah.
And radiator out.
Yeah.
Let's get on. with the radiator out of place, the next call is to take a compression, and for that we're going to remove the glow plugs. The glow plugs elements are here. Now we have to take those plugs out, take the glow out, and then we put a compressor tester. However, before that, I want to start the engine one more time, and I want to see how loud it is, because my expectation is that we have a valve issue, and if that's the case, we're going to hear a very loud puffing noise coming from the intake on the crank, but we should also be noticeable on a startup. Harry, let's give it a start. Very noticeable. So without a doubt, there's a puffing noise, there's a valve issue, and now we are going to take the glow plugs out and do a compression test, which is going to narrow it down towards which cylinder is actually faulty, where is exactly the problem. However, I'm pretty certain this is going to end up with more stripping. Let's take the glow plugs out. Oh, look at that. This is very rusted. See? Here, there was no connection. This is much better. That's the way it should be. Anyway, we found another problem. Let's take them all out. Let's take them out. That's how it looks like. Glow plug. Glow plug main purpose is to help the engine to start at cold, and also when the DPF, the diesel particulate filter regeneration, takes place. This element heats up and helps burning the fuel. So this becomes red hot. Whenever they get faulty, on modern engines, first symptom is that the regeneration does not take place. So they have a very important role. And being rusted, this is good, but the other one, number 2, see, this was very bad. So here it was an issue on this cylinder. We have to see whether our problem on is number 2 or is going to be on a different one. While we're having the glow plugs out, we're going to insert this adapter, screw it in, and then we should be able to connect the gauge and check the compression. We are expecting to have about 20 bars of compression. So this is exactly the same rusted. Is this the adapter we're going to use? In theory, one of those engines, it should run about 20 bars of compression. However, we expect is something lower, probably just about 12, 10, 12. Let's see. Before we're going to measure the compression, we will disconnect the injectors, so when we crank, the engine will not tend to fire. Injectors disconnected. It's time for the gauge. Let's measure. Ready? Okay. Shows very good. I'm surprised. Let's try once again. I'm just thinking if he had any diesel left. Let's try once again. Okay. Very good. I'm a bit surprised because I was expected we're going to have just above 20, but we had about 28. So we know this cylinder is very good. Let's see about the rest. Ready for cylinder number 2? Let's go. See a big difference. Big. Half of what we had on the other one. So here is a big problem. Funny enough, is on the cylinder with corroded glow plug. This is very low. Ready for the number 3 now? Yes. Oh my God. Same. Same, 2 and 3. You know what this makes me think? What if the head gasket is cracked between cylinders?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
But hold on, no, because it's also puffing in the exhaust, in the inlet. But it's strange, 2 and 3. I'm just curious where the number 4 is going to be. This is low. So again, half of what we had in the first cylinder, although the first cylinder to me looks a bit higher than what I was expected to see. Probably we're gonna do it once again, but we know 2 and 3, there's an issue. I've seen it before where the head gasket fails between the cylinder, gets cracked, and then the compression travels from one to the other. So maybe that's also going to be an issue, but we know it's puffing into the inlet, so there's definitely another one. So number 4. Yeah. Yeah. So 20, yeah. 28 again. 28, 14, 14, 28.
Last 28.
Hmm. So 2 and 3, that's where the problem is. This is good again, quite good. Harry, that being said,
Maybe the walls leaking from here.
yeah, but yeah, I mean for definite because we have a puffing noise. What's next call?
We'll take up the head.
The head is gonna come out. My only concern at this stage is whether we have a block issue, whether there's an issue in the block, because we might start on the wrong foot. It'll be easier now to take the engine out altogether. Having the cylinder head out here is going to obviously save that time, but in case later we have to get to the block, it's not very good. However, from experience, I hope the problem is only going to be on the top end, but we'll see that when the head is off. Next step is to remove the cylinder head, but before we do so, we have to remove the injectors, disconnect the turbocharger, the exhaust side from the cylinder head, remove the timing cover and disconnect the timing belt, and only afterwards undo the cylinder head and take it out. Everything now disconnected, and we are ready to reveal the problem.
Yes.
What do you think it is?
I hope it should be from the valves. No?
Only valve. Well, I know for certain it's from the valve because it's puffing here,
Yeah.
but I think it's more than that.
Okay.
I bet 1 pound is from the gasket also. We have an issue because 14 on the cylinder number 2, 14 on cylinder number 3, while 4th and 1 have 28. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Let's turn it around here. Can you turn it around? Okay. See? See how clean is here? Here is not clean. Clean here. So the rings. I'm here.
Oh my
See what I'm
God.
saying?
You are right. You
Yeah.
win.
You owe me 1 pound.
Yeah, you win 1 pound from me.
See, I've seen that before. It's very common between cylinders. Let's take it out. Hold on. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Wait, see here.
No, here.
Oh shit.
See? That's why the compression, he was traveling from one cylinder to another.
Yes.
And then it might be same thing that has affected the valves. So probably the seat on the valves is slightly damaged. That's why it was puffing also. But here is the big issue. Look. You know what's strange? We're still getting 14 bar compression with this.
Yeah, because maybe one of it sealing.
Only
somewhere.
one, yeah, but it was traveling a lot through the.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And still here. Some.
yeah, we just have to clean. Yeah, but it's obvious how the compression was traveling from one piston to another. Cylinders, they look alright. Listen, so in here will be just a matter of reconditioning the head.
Yeah.
Obviously new head gasket. Cooling system is also very important. We have to make sure that the thermostat, the fan, they're all operating, because this is a symptom of possible overheating in time.
Maybe they blocked this one. Maybe they blocked the EGR, and EGR was blocked.
Was it?
Yeah. See.
EGR was blocked.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Okay. So, oh my God, look at that. Okay. So someone did some modifications on the car. They actually
This is for water.
they cut a can of something of cleaner. What's that? Brake? No, it's not brake.
Brake cleaner. Yeah, clutch cleaner. Brake cleaner.
You can always make a gasket from some materials. Anyway, get to the bottom of this. We kind of have found the problem.
Yeah.
We have to strip the head. Can we put?
Brake cleaner.
Yeah, let's do this test also. In here, we can't really. But how can you spray in all of them?
We will do this one first and go there.
No, you have to spray in here to get through all of them.
I need to clean here first.
Yeah. Come on, it's dry. It's dry. Because I'm expected to have a big. And then we can take the exhaust manifold and we can do a vacuum test. But in here, cannot really do vacuum because it's one port for all of them. But do 2 and 3. 2 and 3 really.
No leak.
Let me tell you something.
Maybe the exhaust gas was
No,
no,
No.
the compression was jumping one to another.
exactly.
That
And when
was
the valve was opening, that's why it was puffing, because this other one was having a compression.
Yes, it's not leaking anymore.
No, it doesn't leak. So the problem, it was puffing into the manifold,
No.
but not because of the valves not sealing. Because when it was puffing, it was actually compression from one piston
No.
going into the other one
Yeah. And
when he was trying to have the intake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're still going to check the head, take also the exhaust off, but here was the problem.
Yeah, real problem.
Yeah. Okay, we get to the bottom of it. We have now concluded what the problem is. The next thing is to order parts, but also we have to do something on the cylinder head. Cylinder head has to be skimmed, and also we have to cut the valve seat. So I'm going to get in touch with our supplier to get this booked in. Cylinder head is back on, already skimmed, valve seats cut, valves are ready to go in with new valve stem oil seals. The surface is nice and shiny, straight as it should, getting ready to install the valves. But before that, we're gonna lap them in, just make sure we have that perfect seal, although the valve seats they've been cut. We want to have that perfect seal on the valves, so we're gonna give them one more lap with a very fine paste. Now we install the valve stem oil seals, which obviously they have been replaced. Every time when a cylinder head gets built, those are replaced. Once they're all in, the valve springs are due to be fitted, and also the dowels to secure them in position. This is a bit of a fiddly job. Cylinder head is now fully rebuilt, and what we've done on it, our main issue was that head gasket was blowing between the cylinder 2 and 3, and here was the main problem, because where the head gasket has failed between the cylinder 2 and 3, it has left an imprint into the cylinder head, and we could not replace the head gasket unless we skimmed the cylinder head, so this has to be nice straight. Afterwards, what we have done, we have cut the valve seats and lapped the valve, especially the exhaust, because they are the one that are prone to fail and lose compression. So we've done them, and now we're also going to do a vacuum test on them. Before we're going to put the head on, we're just going to do another vacuum test on the exhaust valves, which we know they are the worst on this type of engine, but we have lap the valves, cut the seats, and also have new valve stem oil seals, so we should all be good. So if we are good, when we're gonna connect this, we should have over minus 80 kilopascal vacuum. So we're gonna connect 2 by 2 each valve, because there's one port for 2 valves on each cylinder. Yeah. Number 1, perfect. Number 2, perfect. Number 3, perfect. Perfect. We can also test the inlet. Now, the difference is that on the inlet, there's a single port for all cylinders. We can do same vacuum test. The difference is that it's going to take a lot longer to build this type of vacuum due to the way that the manifold is designed. So let's have this pad and have a different pad. And it goes just on 80, and the reason is because the manifold inside but also holds the vacuum quite good. The way that the manifold it is, this is that it takes a bit longer to build the vacuum. So having all those done, we are ready to install the cylinder head back on the engine. Our shopping list has included the head bolts because the head bolts are getting stretched whenever they get tight, and they only one time use. They've been tight, removed, they have to be replaced. So we have all new 4 bolts. And also another important aspect when it comes to the cylinder head, they have different thickness, as you can be seen, according to how much the pistons travel above the block surface. So we had a head gasket with 3 notches, and that's exactly what we're going to use back on the car. Now is the time for the bolts to come in. Before we move to the tightening procedure, we're just gonna get them close to the cylinder head. Also, it's worth paying attention on every cylinder head. The tightening procedure involves starting from the middle and then going through on the outside. So this is a very important element, and it has to be always be respected. So starting from the center and going towards the outside of the cylinder head. The whole idea is starting from the center and then kind of spread everything out, and that's the way we achieve the best tightening, the best compression to the on the head gasket. And now the tightening procedure, which is a very important aspect on securing the bolts on. The head gasket tightening procedure involves several steps. First of all, after the bolts they've done close to the head, there is a torque setting, and after there are 3 steps of torque tightening, and then there are 3 steps of angular tightening. So the way it goes is 3 times 90 degrees. But for that, we're going to use a separate tool. For this, we're going to use the torque wrench, which we're going to do the first 3 steps with. Second step. Third step. Third step, and now is the time to move to the angular tightening of the cylinder head. Always, after using the torque wrench, we have to release the tension of it. The torque wrench have to kept always undone. From here, what we have to do in the next stage, do 90 degrees, and that's why we have this gauge on. From 0, that gauge has to go to 90 in the first step. And so with all of them. Three stages of 90 degrees, that's a lot of torque on those bolts, but the head gasket is properly compressed now. We are ready to move on, installing all the other components back on to get this engine running. So let's get on. So we have pretty much the top end together, exhaust manifold.
Yes.
Before we get to the inlet, what about
This.
a gauge check?
Yeah.
Let's see the compression. So we want to see exactly how the 2 and 3 are coming now. We obviously have to come to 22 to 24
Yes.
bars. So let's see exactly what do we have now. So we're going to start with cylinder number 1.
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect.
Good. Yeah.
22. Let's so yeah, what we're looking is to get between 22 around 24, but this is good. Problem was cylinder 2 and 3, which should be sorted now with the head gasket replacement. We also lapped the valve, so we should have a healthy compression. Harry, no?
Yeah, sure.
Ready?
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm coming.
Perfect. 24.
How is it? Good?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
24.
Yes.
It's a bit higher on that cylinder 2. I mean, it was 22, but probably if you're cranking cylinder 1, it should also go to 24. That's good. Let's run the cylinder 3 and 4 just to be certain we are where we're supposed to be. Ready? spot on.
Wow.
24 here, perfect. Last one, 24, yeah, very good. Let's see also the number 4. Okay, I'm ready. Go on. Spot on, 24.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Compression is good. We can safely move on with the rest of it.
Yeah,
To
sure.
have it installed, to have it running soon, yeah?
Yeah.
Good job so far. Let's go. All the components are back in place, so we are ready for road test. Let's head on.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the right compression, the starting issue has been sorted. We have no smoke under acceleration, so this Ford Transit is driving exactly as it should. I'm just paying a bit of attention on the pickup, so make sure there are no lags in power delivery, but it does seem good. And after a more comprehensive road test, we will probably hand over the customer. We've done a bit of road test ourselves already, so we are good with it. We are happy with the way it runs. The Transit Custom is now extensively road tested, and it runs exactly how it should. No more black smoke, no more hard to start, no more lag, exactly how it should be, and is ready to go to its owner. So this was the job where we started from some issues, and then we have run a diagnostics process before we end up stripping the engine to really find the problem and have it fixed. So I hope you liked the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification button so you are announced where the next video comes on. I will see you soon. Bye for now.